Right. Well, at A level, I did chemistry, biology, and physics. Before that, I did 10 O levels or GCSEs across all areas. How did it help me? Well, I think I've used those core skills of science. I'm not really sure on this. How did it help me? It's quite difficult. I've been to the university 5 times. I've done 5 degrees, and some of them have been science subjects, and some of them are less scientific. But I think the ability to analyse and research a topic, analyse it, and then draw conclusions, that basic scientific approach to a topic has stood me in good stead through all my studies and also throughout my work experience, my business experience. What am I currently researching? Right. Well, I like studying. Like I've said, I've done 5 degrees. The last one I'm doing now is in renewable energy. So I'm studying, looking at developing renewable energy projects in the northeast of England. But in my business life, we've got a company called Earth Doctors that develops projects across all areas of low carbon innovation. So that includes researching food, local food growing, local food systems, renewable energy systems, waste to energy systems, as in cow slurry, turn that into energy and heat for people, and electric vehicles as well. So a range of projects associated with electric vehicles and low carbon transport. So quite a breadth of subjects that I'm researching and actively developing businesses in those areas. Over the years, I've worked with a lot of academics from different universities, both in there's 5 in the northeast, which is great, and universities outside of the region. And when you're in business and you're just focused on your business and make some money and stay in business, it's good to talk to people who are coming at it from a different perspective, who've got new ideas, and trying to work with them to take some of those ideas and turn them into real solutions in the real world to sustainability problems. So that's what I like doing. So it helps me refresh my ideas, and we come up with new ideas. We innovate by talking with each other. Yeah. Briefly, my career path. Right. I did my first degree in psychology. After that, in the 80s, 1980s, actually there weren't many jobs, a bit like now, and I wanted to be Harrison Ford and go off and kill the locusts in Africa. And so I went off on an expedition to South America, and then I came back and I did an MSc in bioaeronautics, which is about crop spraying and learning how to fly and things like that. But after I'd done that MSc, I couldn't get a job killing locusts, certainly not in Newcastle. So I ended up going into the logistics industry, and I worked for big companies, helping them organise logistics and trucking and getting food to people in Britain, in Germany, and then out in China. And that was sort of my first 10 years of work. And then over the last 10 years plus, I've changed tack, and I think it's not just about making money. I think the biggest challenge facing humanity is to make a sustainable way of life on Earth for humans and all the other beings that live here with us. And that's what I work on now. So I work on what I'm really passionate about now and develop companies in that field. Yeah, you could chase the money, but in the end I think you want to do something that you're passionate about. And that's really important, because that'll stay with you. And so if you're following your passion, whatever that is, I think it'll go well for you. The best way to enter a career like mine? Well, for me, it's been quite a long journey. And maybe if you found that area that you're passionate about now, yeah, to to work hard at it. And yeah, qualifications do help, but I think also learn by doing, get some experience and build on that, and the opportunities will come. So it's not just about going to university. Hands-on practical experience is a great way to build your confidence and your expertise. Oh, it's got to be, for me, part of a team, because you can have the best ideas in the world, but they'll stay quite small if you work on your own. So you need to be able to make teams come together, help them gel, help them become productive, and have fun working with other people. And that's a real skill to perfect. So that team working thing and working with other people is fundamental if you want to do anything that's, yeah, apart from just yourself on your own and have a bigger impact. Well, okay. I live in this village, Wylam, and 200 years ago, anniversary this year, some chaps from there invented the railways. And before then, they were pulling coal around with horses and carts. And that invention and other ones from the northeast changed the world. You know, they had candles, and then some northeastern chap called Swan invented the light bulb. And I could list a whole list of inventions like that, of innovations that came out of the northeast. And my goals now are to help the northeast do that again, but to find a sustainable way of life and invent the things that give us that for the future. And I think we can do it. Well, I think I've mentioned teamwork already. That's really important. I think something else maybe is that ability to be creative and innovative, to come up with new ideas, because we need new thinking to come up with the solutions that we need. But then you need practical people and engineers and scientists who can deliver those ideas, develop them and deliver them. So hard science and engineering skills, maths, all those things are fundamental to take us on this journey that we need to go on now. Yeah, and it's about changing behaviour and attitudes. And I think my first degree was in psychology, and so that's helped think about that, because I've tried a few projects and some of them work and some of them haven't. But they're certainly getting more momentum lately. Some electric vehicle projects that we're involved in. And yeah, I think there is starting to be a shift in that behaviour, but yeah, it's a challenge to get the take-up, but it's going to happen really, because the fossil fuel dependency, that won't be there forever. So yeah, and we're involved in a range of projects at the start in terms of making green energy from cow slurry, using that then in electric vehicles, then using electric vehicles to deliver food, and use the waste from the land to go back to making energy again. So it's a whole systems approach. It's a joined up approach is what's needed. And that's quite difficult for any one person to understand, and what's that mean? How's that relevant to my life? It's difficult for people to be interested in it because they're just living where they are and they've got all the paying the bills and getting the kids to school and all those things, and that's fair enough. We're all like that. So yeah, someone else or companies and universities, whatever, have to think of that bigger picture and come up with the solutions that can then help people in their own lives, rather than reliant on people to take on that massive challenge individually, because no one can.